it's me, Camelia, and this is KiniNews. UMNO's no contest decision was in the limelight again today. Two UMNO members have filed a notice of objection to the Registrar of Societies over the resolution passed during the UMNO General Assembly.
Former Umno Youth Chief Khairy Jamaluddin has welcomed the move by two UMNO members who filed a notice of objection to the Registrar of Societies over a motion passed at last weekend's UMNO General Assembly. Khairy praised their action and said that there are still brave and level-minded individuals in UMNO. He added that he was confident in the ROS credibility to review Rembau's motion at the UMNO General Assembly. The objection was filed by Kuala Terengganu Umno member Muhammad Aizat Fikri Muhammad Nasir and Negeri Sembilan Umno member Muhammad Fikri Firdaus Muhammad Rom earlier today. According to Malaysia Gazette, the two claimed that the resolution passed to not have the UMNO's top two positions open for contest in the party's forthcoming election is invalid and contravenes the party constitution. Speaking to reporters in Putrajaya, Muhammad Aizat Fikri cited Clause 9.3 of the party's constitution, which states that the party president and deputy president must be elected through a divisional representative assembly every 3 years. He said, "This is to ensure that there is democracy in UMNO." The motion not to open the top two posts to contest was proposed by Rembau delegate Muhammad Shukay Samsudin, who submitted it as a supplementary motion while debating the president's policy speech during UMNO's AGM. The proposal caused unease among some delegates, although many stood up in support of it.
PKR's Hassan Abdul Karim has responded to Ahmad Shabari Cheek's warning about open criticisms among leaders in the unity government. His response was in the form of a sarcastic poem.
Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Abdul Karim has penned a poem that appears to mock attempts to silence criticism on issues which could jeopardize the stability of the current government. Hassan uploaded a poem to his Facebook account today that contained lines that referred to UMNO Supreme Council member Ahmad Shabri Cheek's warning on the matter. Throughout the poem titled For This Rule, Hassan took on a sarcastic tone and offered advice that the best thing to do in the name of stability would be to remain silent and to not rock the boat. He also referred to past scandals and said that they shouldn't bring them up. Yesterday, Shabri had warned against a government-killing virus of open criticism among leaders, which he said had ended Pakatan Harapan's first tenure in Putrajaya after just 22 months in power. The UMNO leader also described the current government as sitting on a Bailey Bridge which could collapse under the strain. He said this in response to Hassan's statement, where he sympathized with Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's dilemma in dealing with his deputy Ahmad Zaid Hamidi's corruption cases.
PN Chairperson Muhyiddin Yassin has filed his statement of defense against Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's defamation suit.
PN Chairperson Muhyiddin Yassin filed his defense statement at a high court in Kuala Lumpur 2 days ago over a defamation suit filed against him by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. The suit was over an allegation that Anwar received a salary of 15 million ringgit, while he was Selangor's economic advisor. In his statement of defense, Muhyiddin alleged that the words he uttered during political campaigning for the 15th general election were not defamatory. He said, the statements made during a political event at the Padang Serai parliamentary constituency in November last year were related to Anwar's public and political conduct and were matters of legitimate public interest. He contended that Anwar, as the head of the unity government, the leader of Pakatan Harapan, and the current Prime Minister, should not take offense at legitimate criticism and queries posed during political speeches. He added that Anwar should have openly and wholeheartedly responded to the queries posed and to deny any allegations which he asserts as being false. Among others, Muhyiddin also raised the defense of fair comment, which is where the statement was made as a fair comment rather than as a statement of fact over an issue of public interest. Anwar had filed the defamation action against Muhyiddin at the Kuala Lumpur High Court on December 20th last year. Through the defamation suit, Anwar rubbished the allegation as slanderous, false, and disparaging against him, as well as made with malice.
Former Bar Council President Ambiga Srinivasan has questioned if Pakatan Harapan struck a deal over an investigation into Tommy Thomas. This came after Ambiga and lawyer Siti Kasim were called in for questioning over the issue.
Former Bar Council President Ambiga Srinivasan and lawyer Siti Kasim have questioned if there is a political motive behind the probe into former Attorney General Tommy Thomas. This came after the two were questioned at Bukit Aman on the issue yesterday.
we've just given our statement at Bukit Aman. We were called in for an investigation under Section 505 of the Penal Code and 233 of the MCMC Act in relation, and the investigation is in relation to a statement made by the former Attorney General, Tommy Thomas.
Ambiga added that she was embarrassed at how they are wasting police time by conducting investigations like this. She also questioned if the investigations were related to any demands from UMNO to Pakatan Harapan.
Let me ask PH, okay, the reformist government PH, is this one of the demands by UMNO in relation to the investigation against Tommy Thomas? Is it related to the book? And I also want to know, and it's clear to me, that it is connected to the charges that have been brought against some of the UMNO leaders. To me, this is an utter abuse of power. And I really want to know from PH, what else have you given away? Please tell us, what else have you given away to UMNO?
Police had launched the investigation against Tommy Thomas for an alleged racial remark he made against the government in a forum titled Dark Forces Towards GE15 on September 17th last year. A similar investigation was also launched against Parti Socialist Malaysia President Dr. Michael Jayakumar Devaraj, who was also a panelist at the event. In the forum, Thomas had allegedly urged the opposition to ask voters whether a Malay government would have made the country better and more efficient.
Ismail Sabri Yaakob has confirmed that he will defend his position as Bura UMNO's division leader. However, he hasn't made up his mind yet on whether he will defend his position as UMNO vice president.
Former Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob said he has not decided yet on whether he will defend his current positions as UMNO vice president. However, he has confirmed that he will defend his position as Bura UMNO's division's leader. He told reporters that it was still too early to decide on the vice president post and he would have to discuss it with the people of Bura first. Ismail Sabri added that the Supreme Council has not decided on whether the elections for the division's level will be held yet. He explained that based on the motion approved during last weekend's UMNO General Assembly, only vice president's positions and below will be contested. When asked if the decisions was final, Ismail Sabri explained that any decisions made at the UMNO General Assembly could be challenged. He said the final decisions can still be determined by the Registrar of Societies. Previously, Ismail Sabri had said there were party members who think the decisions could have been made in a different manner, and that the matter can be referred to the ROS to get confirmations regarding the status of the motion. However, he added that he would not take the matter to the ROS or send a notice of objection. Ismail explained that he was just stating the two different views.
Anwar Ibrahim began his two-day maiden working visit to Sarawak yesterday. In a speech at an event there, he gave his assurance that the federal government will try to resolve the MA63 issue.
Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said serious efforts will be taken by the federal government to resolve the issue on the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63. He also acknowledged that previous government had made progress on the matter, including amending the federal constitution. He added that the federal government's stance on the matter is all that agreements signed with Sabah and Sarawak, including the MA63, must be respected and fulfilled. He said this during a speech at an event in Kuching last night. Anwar also shared that he had heard of complaints from Sarawakians, Sabahans, and minority groups who felt that they were left out of the mainstream of development. He said this was not right and gave his assurance to resolve the matter. He added that Malaysia is a federation and that the spirit of unity would not be achieved if the people's feelings or sentiments are hurt. The Prime Minister began his two-day maiden working visit to Sarawak yesterday. He is scheduled to attend the MA63 Implementations Action Council meeting today, which will also be attended by Sarawak Premier Abang Johari Openg and Sabah Chief Minister Haji G. Noor.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.